everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a new playthrough series. Today I'm going to be playing Marvel Champions. Specifically, I'm playing the Rise of Red Skull campaign. This is an expansion campaign. The core box came with a few villains, but this one tells a story of 5 new villains. The first being Crossbones, which is what I'm going to be playing today, starting the campaign. Now, I'm not going to go over how to play this game. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that you can watch that will teach you how to play it. Now, I will explain my thought process of what I'm doing and things like that. But again, I'll try to remember to put a link in the video description where you could go find a how to play video. So today I am playing Bucky Barnes, aka Winter Soldier. He is one of my most favorite Marvel heroes. I play a lot of Captain America, Iron Man, and War Machine, but I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for Winter Soldier, and finally about a month or so ago they released him. I've only played him a few times, but he's already become one of my favorites because he's not only good at dealing damage, but he has this special ability where when he takes out an enemy like a minion, he can remove threat from the main scheme. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up my deck here while I explain the setup. So Crossbones is attacking the lab, the Mount Athena lab or something like that. I can't remember. Let me see if I can just read it to you. It says, Crossbones is attacking the Project Pegasus facility in the Adirondack Mountains with a small army of Hydra troops. The shield soldiers stationed there fight desperately to protect the facility, but they are being overwhelmed by Hydra's blitzkrieg assault. They need your help to stop Crossbones from capturing the experimental weapons being developed in the Pegasus labs. I've gone ahead and set up the deck as needed. This is the first of 3 main schemes. This one takes 3 to flip, and it starts with 0. This is the experimental weapons that Crossbones is trying to steal. It is a separate deck that you form by shuffling and putting it off to the side. And the first main scheme says, when this is revealed, and it is, reveal the top card of the experimental weapons. So he has the power gauntlets, which say after the attached villain attacks, discard 1 card from your hand. And it takes a science and a punch, a physical, to remove it. I've gone ahead and shuffled this, but I'll go ahead and shuffle it for you again. This is the event deck. It consists of quite a few of the encounter decks for Crossbones. Also in here is my obligation. So let me go ahead and cut it a few times, and we will get started. Okay, and then cut the deck and begin. All right. Bucky Barnes starts out with a hand size of 6 in Alter Ego. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me see what I got. Oops. Got some decent ones here. Okay, got a couple double resources, which is nice. Bucky Barnes has an initial has an action that he can take when he's in Alter Ego. You can spend a resource to find his cybernetic arm and then discard and then put it into play, and then you have to shuffle your deck. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and what do I want to do? All these are great. I'm going to play toe-to-toe. Well, I don't know. That does... Well, yeah, let's play toe-to-toe to search for his arm. And then I will have to shuffle the deck again. Where's your arm? Well, it was only 5 down from the top, but it would have come out probably in the next draw, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and take it and put it in play. The arm, for Bucky Barnes, his arm allows you to do a lot of cool things, so you definitely want to have it out if you're playing that character. All right, let's cut the deck and get going. All right, so this comes into play, and I can exhaust it to generate a random resource to pay for an attack event, and if I do play the attack event, it gains 1 additional damage. So let's go ahead and do that. Crossbones does not have retaliate, so any damage I do to him right now is straight to him. He begins with I forgot to set this. He begins with 14. And I forgot to set mine. I begin with 11, I believe. Yeah, 11. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to play Electrical Discharge. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid using a lightning, stun them. Okay, so I will pay that, and it costs 2 to play. I'm going to use Cybernetic Arm to add 1 damage to that, so it will be 5. Hold on, I knew that was wrong. I'm playing level 1. Crossbones has 2 levels, so he starts at 12. All right, there we go. So level 1, power day, yeah, there we go. All right, and it does 5 damage because I paid for it here, but I also got to pay 1 more, which I hate to do this. I'm going to have to, you know what, instead of using his arm, I'm going to pay for it with just a 2 resource here. That way I can save the arm for a block maybe, or something else. All right, so 4 damage, and if you paid for it using a lightning, I'm going to pull this back, and I'm going to pay for it with lightning, because now it will stun him, so he can't attack me on his turn, and it does 4 damage, so he's down to 8. Okay, 8 damage. And do I have, this goes away. I'm going to go ahead and play Spoiling. Well, do I want to play that? While attached to me, this card gains. Okay, hold on. So I'm going to pay 1, 2, 3 to get out the Bambino, which is Bucky's gun. By the way, I had to flip over to Hero in order to attack, so I should have done that. All right, so Cybernetic Arm, this is not an attack. When attached hero makes a basic attack, this is for an attack event, which I'm not playing an event. So I will go ahead, this has 3 ammo counters on it. 3. And it says, when attached character makes a basic, remove an ammo, and it deals 3 additional damage, and gains overkill, but in this case, overkill is not needed because I don't have a minion out. So, yeah, no, I'm gonna exhaust this, remove 1 ammo. It doesn't say you have to exhaust it, so you don't. So he will attack for a base 2, and he adds 3, so that's 5. So Crossbones is down to 3. Excellent. All right, and that is all I have. I have played all my cards. It is the end of my turn, so I will ready up, and I will draw a card, or draw my 5. In hero form, my max hand size is 5. In alter ego, it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I have silent infiltration, full body charge. Oh, full body charge, excellent. All right, on his turn, we put 1 threat per player. So I just put 1. He will attack me. He is stunned, so this goes away, and he does not get to attack me. And then I draw an encounter card. So let's see what it does. We have a Hydra Bomber. When revealed, choose to either take 2 damage or place 1 threat on the main scheme. Well, I'm going to put 1 on the main because when I defeat him, I can take 2 off of a scheme, which is perfect. All right, that is the end of Crossbones' turn. He has 3 damage. If I can do 5 damage, I would kill him and flip him to level 2. So let's see what I got, and I'm going to do it. Let's see, 2 plus 3 is 5, and it gains overkill. There we go. So before I do any of this, Winter Soldier is going to attack for 2, and then I'm going to spend an ammo to make it plus 3, so that's 5. He goes away with 2 damage, and I remove 2 threat. 1, 2. And the remaining, the remaining 3 takes him down to 0, which flips him. So this one goes away and goes back to level 2. He's now level 2, which is 14. And by the way, this special card here, the special weapon, it says after the villain attacks and damages you. Since he didn't do any damage, I did not have to discard a card. Now it does take a science and a fist to get rid of it, and I do have that. So I might want to get rid of this. Why would I want to do that? Well, first off, it'll keep me from having to discard a card. But also, any of these experimental weapons that are left at the end of the game on the tray that haven't been removed, they move on to the next scenario. So it's in my best advantage to, or best interest to get rid of that. All right, so I just flipped him, and then this says when this one goes away, or this one goes away, and we reveal. No, this one doesn't go away because I removed it all. Here it is. When revealed, search the encounter deck and discard for his machine gun and attach it to him. Now, the machine gun hasn't come out yet, so it's got to be in here. So the machine gun is bad. It's a really dangerous weapon. There it is, machine gun. All right, let me shuffle this up, and we will get going again. Yeah, his machine gun, not great. I stink at shuffling. So sorry. When cards are sleeved for some reason, I'm bad at shuffling. All right, let's cut it a few times, and then we will get going. All right, cut the deck and start over. All right, so his machine gun gets added. It's +0 attack, but it starts with 2 ammo counters. And it says, when he attacks you, remove 1 ammo and discard the top card of the encounter deck, taking indirect damage equal to the number of boost icons. So it just adds more damage to him. All right, that's fine, but he is now at 14, and I am going to play a really great card here. Full body charge for 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Totally worth giving up my whole hand because it's going to do 8 damage to him. Now, he does not have any bonus defense, so I knock him down to 6. This is probably knock on wood, this is probably the best starter game I've ever played. All right, 4, and that is gone, and that is the end of my turn. I could, you know what? I could have used my cybernetic arm to save a card. I'm going to save this one and exhaust this one, which would have done 1 additional damage, because when you use it to pay for an attack event, which is what I played, it does 1 additional. So he's down to 5. And it leaves me with Man on the Wall, which is a great card. I should have made sure to keep that. All right, end of my turn. I will ready up. Bambino only has 1 bullet or 1 charge left. I draw up to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what I got. An arm block would be great, and I don't have an arm block, but I do have a metal punch, which is going to take him out. So let's see what happens. All right. On his turn, he puts 1 on the main, and he will now attack me. He attacks for 2. After he attacks and damages, I have to discard 1. And this will add more damage to it. So he's going to attack me, and he's going to spin 1 of these. So it's 2. And do I want to defend? I do not want to defend. Well, I mean, I guess I could. I'll defend for 2. So he's going to do 2 plus whatever this is, 4. There's two pips on it. So 4 damage minus my defense of 2 means he does 2 damage to me. But also, this card requires me to discard 1 from my hand. This is a good one, this is a good one. I've got 2 of these, so I'll get rid of this one. All right, I discarded the card from my hand. I did that, and I did that. Okay, so now we do an event card. Flip it over. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Shadows of the Past. All right, so Shadows of the Past calls up my bad stuff. The good news is Crossbones does not make an appearance as my minion because I'm actually fighting him. But 2 Hydra mercenaries go into the deck, plus the high-tech armament. Those will get shuffled into here. And now we have a side scheme called Hydra Hit Squad, and it starts with 3. And it says, when defeated, the player who defeated it searches for a Hydra minion and reveals it. But while in play, each Hydra gets +1 attack and +2 hit points, which I don't think is going to come into play because I am getting ready to end this fight quickly. Now, this game went kind of fast, but again, this is probably one of the easier villains to play in this early campaign. The villains get harder, so I'm not gonna say that that Bucky or Winter Soldier isn't powerful. He is. He does some hard hits, but we'll see how he plays out as the campaign finishes. All right. So Shadows of the Past got drawn, and it is my turn. I can go ahead and end this game right now, but before I do, I want to get rid of this. Spend a science and a punch. I'm not going to get to do it. Oh, to play for Metal Punch, well, I could probably just kill him with a 5. Yeah, so I'm going to play the science and the punch to get rid of this, and it goes into here. And then neither one of these is going to help me hurt him, and I've already exhausted because I defended. So, 1, 2, oh, shoot. Well, I shouldn't have defended, but that's okay. Neither one of these is going to help me. So unfortunately, I did the math wrong, and I am not going to be able to do any more damage to him on my turn. So I did draw that. I cannot believe that I can't do anything, because I exhausted, which means I can't make a basic attack, and I don't have enough to do a thing. So yeah, my turn is over. I ready up, draw 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got an arm block. That's excellent. All right. So on his turn, he adds 1 to the main, and now he will attack me. He will attack with this last 1. This is going to go away to discard. It adds. He's going to attack for 2, 3, 4. I will play arm block for 1, and I'll pay for it with Nick Fury Sr. because I can't afford him right now. And the arm block says, when an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it. If you exhausted Cybernetic Arm to pay, it prevents all damage. So I will exhaust Cybernetic Arm, and I will block it for all damage. So he will not do 2, 4, but instead I do 3 back. So he's got 2 left, 2 health left. And that is that. And then I draw a card. We have another side scheme. When revealed, if Madam Hydra is not in play, search for her and put her into play, then shuffle the encounter deck, place 2 additional threat here for each Hydra enemy. So I got to get Madam Hydra, which means I now have a minion in front of me, which is not good. Okay, there we go. So shuffle this and put it into play. She has 6 health. And it says, put 2 additional threat here for each Hydra enemy. She is Hydra, so it starts with 3, plus the 2 is 5. So we'll just put a 5 there. Now, Madam Hydra says, Madam Hydra cannot take damage while the Legion of Hydra side scheme is in place. So I got to get rid of this in order to defeat her. Oh well. All right. So what did we just do? We drew the encounter card, which caused this. Yep. All right, it is now my turn. This is not good because she's in front of me. She doesn't have guard, which is good. So I can immediately go ahead and attack him. Madam Hydra cannot take damage. I can't hurt her, but I can attack Hydra or Crossbones directly, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay. I'm going to attack for 2. Spend this to give the +3, which is 5, which knocks him down to 0, and that is the end of Crossbones. So I didn't even have to worry about her. Now, it says, victory. Each player may choose one of the tech upgrades from Hydra and add it to their deck. So there are 4 cards here that have the word tech on them that came with this campaign. This one says, discard this card, remove it from the game, ready your hero, deal 5 and heal 5 damage. This one says, discard this card and remove it from the game, search your deck and discard for an ally, put it into play and give it a tough. Discard this card, remove it from the campaign, draw 5 cards. Discard this card, remove it from the game. Deal 5 damage to the villain and each enemy engaged with you. Ooh, that's a good one. Actually, I like this one. And it says setup, which means it comes out first during the game, which means I would get an automatic ally put out. Discard this game, remove it, and draw 5. Discard this game, remove. Ready your hero and heal 5. That's a good one. Discard this card, remove it, and deal 5 damage. I'm going to keep this one. 5 damage to the villain and each enemy attached to you. All right. So I'm keeping the laser cannon. Then it says, record the name of each experimental attachment that entered the game in the log. So the only experimental weapon that is going to pass over is the power gauntlets. These 3 will not, which is excellent. All right, that's all. That is my game of Crossbones. Again, I was kind of hoping I'd be able to knock him out quick because Bucky Winter Soldier is a pretty powerful deck. But we will see. In the next scenario, I am going to be playing Absorbing Man. And I will tell you, I have played Absorbing Man with my fellow players in a 3- and 4-player game. Never played him solo. So we shall see how this works out. All right, everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this game of Marvel Champions. I'll be back in a week or so with the next episode. And until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.